Hello! Hello! Minecraft again. Not, I got like a bit of a headache. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get, like... little headache pill. Alright, alright. Oh, and let me make sure all of my buttons work. Right. Okay. As I was. We're going gravel searching, I guess. What all do I have in here, and what do I need to not have in here? Okay. You know what? I might as well keep the door open in here. It is not gonna get cooler in this room otherwise. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Is there stuff on my roof? Oh, I see. That is definitely on my ceiling. You're noisy. Shut up. There's another one over there. And that's a creeper. Great, there's another spider on the roof. That's beautiful news. Oh, boy. Hmm. Where was I putting redstone? I'm probably gonna need a different place to store redstone at some point. I need more torches. That's what I was making all that charcoal for. Hello? Nah, Sunday was yesterday. Where'd it go? There. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Spider noises! Goodness! I need to make like some stairs or something to go up there. I don't happen to have another... No. I do have some sticks. Okay. Got to bring an axe. Do I have an axe? I have an axe. It's kind of half destroyed. Okay, we chop a tree or two. A few more. What am I making today? Thinking about building more on top of the house. I know we have a lot of empty space, but if I don't do something with upstairs, it's just gonna keep attracting monsters. Gravel storage? I mean, that's our gravel storage. Although, we should probably put some more, what would you call them? Chests. Someplace. So that we have space for the gravel. Enough places to store gravel, I should say. I'm actually not sure what I'll put up here. Might make this place like a library or something. An enchanting place. Place for enchantments. Which, hold on. Sorry, I got kind of a headache today. I'm not like firing on all cylinders. What I miss? Oh. Oh, that. Yeah, well... It is true, we don't really harvest a lot of cows. Maybe next time we'll do, like, some cow farming. And then I'll name it like that. I feel like a pun has to at least tangentially relate to whatever it is you're trying to do. It's at least advised, you know. Actually, where should I build the staircase downwards? Actually, yeah, I'm probably gonna want like a third story even. Hmm. 'Oh yeah, in the center? Sort of a spiral staircase? That could work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 1... 33. Half of 33. Let's see. 1, 2. Half of 33 is 17. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe that's the center. Oh, wait. No, yeah, that's right. That is correct. Although I should probably put, like, actual stairs. This is fine for now. Requires more lumber for our purposes. Oh, you know, I should harvest more potatoes. Oh yeah, Balatro. I never went back to that, did I? And you know what? I never put down a place to start farming carrots here either. Where did I put the, You know, I don't think I've ever even gone to Gold Steak myself. I think I stopped at Orange. I didn't even get all the way up to Orange on most decks. Okay, I do have some potatoes baking. Darn it. Alright, potatoes. And then dig out, I think, here. Here. I'll just put in some potatoes for now. Plant a carrot here. And make sure we have... Oh. Make sure we have water. Ice cold Dr. Pepper. What's wrong with Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper is my lifeblood. No, I should have you know. Well, not like... Not always Dr. Pepper. Sometimes it's knockoff Dr. Pepper. I've had, like, Dr. Thunder, Dr. Blast, Mr. Pibb. It's strange that Pibb didn't go to, you know, soda school for long enough to get that doctorate. I wonder if his parents were disappointed. They don't sell Diet Cola or Tab anymore where you are. Oh, that's too bad. No diets of colas? Strange. I think there are still places here in the States you can get Tab. Didn't need the doctorate? I suppose that's fair. Got himself signed on with the Coca-Cola Corporation. I'm trying to come up with like a pun there. The Coca-ration. But that sounds... That doesn't sound right. Was I in the middle of doing... Let's see, did I put those potatoes in to cook? I did. Sun's setting again. Okay, sun's gotta be like maybe a quarter of the way actually past the horizon for it to be nighttime enough. Okay, just chopping down some more trees, and then we go for the digging. Sunberry. I've never heard of that. Oh, I've had like Dr. Stripe. They sell that at Dollar Tree. I didn't even know they had like a fake Dr. Pepper at Dollar Tree. And after seeing it once, I've never seen it again. Sunberry is made at a specific location once a year. Ah, okay. One of those bespoke sodas. Seasonal type. Bespoke is the wrong word, I think. But, you know, I'm just bespeaking about it. You've got a sunberry bush in your garden. Isn't that lovely? This axe is starting to wear down. Yeah, I don't know a lot of different types of berries. I know there's types they don't have here in the States, or at least ones they don't commonly grow. At least ones I've never seen in person, like elderberry, blackcurrant, gooseberry. It's a silly sounding one. Oh, called something completely else in English. I see. What are they called? Okay, so I see. Blackcurrant, yeah. I don't believe I've ever tried blackcurrant flavored anything. Or did I? Not a soda, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm just remembering reading about blackcurrant. Unlike wiki whatever. Let me just make some stairs. Okay, okay. I see you have to be a little specific with your placement of stairs. Oops. Ah, come on. Oops. For goodness sakes. Pay attention, man. Is dewberry a real kind of berry, or am I remembering that from some kind of video game? Ouch. Okay, little spiral staircase in the middle. Dewberry. D-E-W. Don't remember if that's real or not. Oops. Something tells me that is, not a fruit, if it exists at all. I wouldn't discount that being some kind of, slang lingo, but, yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's something. Actually, let's put the charcoal. Charcoal is better to roast potatoes with, just thematically. And then we'll use a beautiful, clean coal to make some refined iron. Alright. Sticks in the bag. Pickaxe seems fine. Okay. Just kind of insulate the, that. Maybe I should replace this cobblestone with something nicer looking. I'll do that at some point. Not right now. Actually, do we have wheat in here? We should make some more. Oh, we only have one thing of wheat. We need more cow creation tools. Also known as wheat. Blueberries are called blueberries. Well, that is at least consistent. Although, interestingly, apparently if you peel a blueberry, the inside is green. Bit odd, in my opinion. But that's just nature having fun with us. They're white before they turn blue. Well, I was about to say it makes sense to name something after the way it looks when it's ripe, but then I remembered eggplant. Eggplant is also white before it ripens. And it is named because it looks like a little egg. Yeah, we definitely need more cows. Oh, we actually have more cows than I thought we did. Well, we're gonna have even more cows later. Okay, put the eggs in the basket. Put the box in the ocean. Yeah, I don't know where to get pigs. I mean, I guess I'd have to find one and lead it back to the pen. But I'm not sure I see the point when we have potatoes. Okay, I have not finished digging in here. Hold on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we just dig all the way till we find that special little something. Oh. And then, let's see here. Alright. Gonna have to dig under this, I think. That's fine. We are essentially going to be destroying that old mine shaft. I guess we'll be getting some railing. Okay. Right. And that goes somewhere. Okay, so 2 blocks. So 1, 2. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we dig this way. Good. Okay, hold on, checking this one. Okay. There's like a huge cavern over that way somewhere. I'll probably hit it eventually if I just keep going down this way. Till then, let's see. Not a dungeon, a natural sort of cavern. Pretty sure a dungeon is a specific thing in Minecraft. Dungeon in Norwegian is prison hole. Is that like the literal translation of the word, you mean? Or are you saying that's the style of dungeon used? Because they have prison holes as like a style of dungeon. That's called an oubliette. An oubliette is where they put you in a hole in the ground. And then they put bars over the hole in the ground. Yeah, that's a French. It is French, isn't it? I probably knew that, but didn't remember until just then. Yeah, it is a French word. May as well take these fence posts. I have no idea what I'd use them for. I was just going somewhere. Let's see. Ah! The Cask of Amontillado style of dungeon. Let's see. 1, 2, and then this one is next. Two, 3, 4. Oh, wait, I went too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay. 6, 7. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, then 2. Sometimes you really gotta wonder how places get named. I mean, I can understand, like, you know, I can understand in America. That was established by an already established civilization, or, you know, that was the whole colonizing thing. It's like, oh, we got a town here now. What are we gonna call it? Yeah, yeah. But towns getting named, I don't know. I feel like it's got... I don't know. Oop. Oh, do we? What state's that in? Alaska. Dead Horse, Alaska. Now, see, it could be that a horse died there. It could be. Although, it also brings to mind the English idiom, beating a dead horse. Which is, you know, referring to putting effort into something that has already completed. Or which has already failed. Or which has no means of working. Which is... Basically, it's like... Okay, so it is named that because a horse died there? Okay, interesting. I mean, I guess if you're naming things after, landmarks... Alaska's kind of a big, cold place. A lot of it is covered in snow. Kind of hard to see underneath snow. So you wouldn't really be able to name something like that mountain over there. Or hilltop or something. Who really knows? Next to a place called Prudhoe Bay. Look, all I know is hell is a place in Michigan. Dead Horse seems to be named after a trucking company. Ah. I see. Well, I don't see, but that is interesting. Population of 25. It's, not a lot of people. Kinda makes sense why it'd be named after a business there. For goodness sakes. One, two... 4... So hell is also a place in Norway, in addition to being in Michigan. I have been taken and accept this information. Okay. Four, five. Alrighty. Oh, here's part of that cavern, I think, that we discovered. Okay, there was, I think, a whole bunch of gravel over here that I already collected. Here's a path, maybe. Yeah, that's glow moss. Here's a place I appear to not have been down. And there's gravel here! There's also a way deeper into a pit. Not a deep pit, but some of a pit. Somewhat of a drop. A smidge. there skeleton? I hear skeleton. I do not see skeleton. I see diamond. Take that. I see second diamond. Take that. Okay, definitely gonna need to make sure this is marked as an exit. In fact, where did I go from here? Oh yes, gravel. Mustn't forget the reason we're here. One, two, three, four. I think 4. We'll do an extra just in case, and then. Wonderful. You know, we have still seen vanishingly little coal. And yeah, I saw the lapis. I was just waiting to grab it until after I'd grabbed the more important. Well, you tend to, like, in my other world file, I've just been finding coal all over the dang place. Usually, by the time I dig down to this layer, I would have found, you know, some amount of coal that's larger than the amount I've found. I've had to actually make charcoal. It's not something I usually have to do in Minecraft. Also, let me eat more of my, I got some pasta here. Bit of gold. Bit of redstone. Only a little bit of redstone. What am I doing? There's more gravel up there. There's gravel to be had, friends. Let's see. Alright. Don't know what that piece of dirt was doing there, but it's gone now. Gimme. Come to Papa. Good amount of gravel. This might help us raise that tower level a little bit. Oh yeah, something I need to work on at some point is that I've gotten another computer. Not like a new computer, like an old computer that has stopped being used. Not terribly old, but, you know, not brand new. But I'm thinking I want to set it up to make it so that that is what streams my gaming footage. To free up more, like, graphics and memory and RAM, whatever, to be used for actual gaming on this computer. And then maybe I'll actually be able to play, like, Marvel Rivals on stream. There'd probably still be some, you know, teething problems with resolution. Ooh, there's flooding in here. Don't like that. Gosh, I hope we don't dig into anywhere flooded. You know, when we make our mine shaft. Oh, that's gravel. It is not a lot of gravel. No, wait, maybe it is. But it also seems to be holding back some of the flooding. Or maybe the gravel has all collapsed and removed the flooded water. No, it looks like the gravel collapsed. Okay, well, that's less flooding to worry about. Or not. We don't need that water source block to be there. How much water is there in here? Why must it constantly interfere with my acquisition of the precious gravel? Am I making a sleeper? I don't know what that means. Although, I also want to get a new graphics card, one that's better compatible with, like, the AI chatbot stuff, because right now my old graphics card doesn't, like, there are some apparently very easy-to-use plug-and-play options that other people have already made in terms of making a little, having an AI LLM talk to you during video games. Oh, an old school PC that's brand new inside. It's not like that old of a computer. I'm not sure what kind of upgrades would be needed for it. Right now, I just want to see about getting a better graphics card. And I'm wondering, like, what options... Because, like, they got the real big graphics cards that are, like, thousands of dollars. And I don't want to get one of those. I don't want to do that. Thousands of dollars? $2,000 for a graphics card? No. If I can get something that's in, you know, the couple $100 range, that's still a lot of money, but it's something I'd be willing to pay if I, you know, had access to that kind of money. It's like with a car. You buy a boring old car, restore the exterior, and make it a total beast under the hood. I think my brother tried that, or at least he got an old car and restored it. He never, I don't know whatever happened to that car. One of his neighbors got all bent out of shape about it somehow. I don't remember the details. But yeah, it's an old PC. It's running Windows 7. Which ought to tell you how old it is. Man, Windows 7 is an old operating system now. Yeah, my brother, you know, lives on kind of a public neighborhood. In a big neighborhood. I know one of his neighbors is basically never at the house. It might just be like they're holding the house for money reasons. I don't know. That's like a whole market thing in the United States. I never understood that. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I don't rightly recall anything about his neighbors. Not that I met them. So. Old PC is Windows 7 Home Premium. Best OS you've ever had next to XP. Windows XP. You know, they don't make them like that anymore. Which is kind of a shame. It had fewer needless thingies attached to it. And where, pray tell, did you come from? Well, it doesn't matter because you have gone. Oh. Zombo. Barely any annoying bloatware. Yeah. I tell you, I got like one of those Amazon Fire Kindle Fire things, like pre-owned for cheap. Because I wanted like a really cheap tablet to use for the Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. And it is so slow even after I like cracked it, took all the bloatware out. It is still so slow to load. Like, I'm just using it to load, you know, a PDF. You know, a PDF of like a, you know, source book. And every page has to load, and it takes seconds upon seconds of time, and it's just not fun. Gets in the way, it does. I mean, it can keep like 2 or 3 pages loaded at a time, but if I have to like scroll back and forth between things, it's... You miss Windows 7. Yeah, I suppose I could understand that sentiment. Back in the day, when companies weren't trying to sell you when companies weren't trying to sell you their office software. And they weren't trying to get you to subscribe to Windows Home, Desktop, Office 365, Omega Ultra, Lemon Scented Edition. I don't know. Yes, I see the gravel. Just had to take care of that skeleton. Oh, missed a spot. It's fine. Let's just make sure nothing tries to follow me in here. Okay. You don't like the modern age, too intolerant and touchy-feely. It's strange, isn't it, for a society to be both too intolerant and too touchy-feely? Trying to think of the name. Brave New World. That was the name of the book. I mean, we don't quite have assembly lines that create humans yet. But that's just because cloning technology has fallen by the wayside. Because, and like, this is just a supposition on my part, but cloning technology has probably fallen to the wayside because if they figure out how to clone organs, that would mean potentially bad things, maybe, for the bottom line of the pharmaceuticals industry? Question mark? I don't know. Yeah, governments have started to become overprotective parents. Back in my day, it was parents that were overprotective parents. And the government stood back and they just, like... They let parents parent their children instead of demanding they continue working. I'm just waiting to see how New York turns out. Because frontrunner for mayor, apparently, in New York, he says a lot of words, let me tell you. A lot of words about opinions that he has. Well, hold on. Where did I come from? I think I've gotten lost again. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's the exit. Okay, good. There's just a nice dead end here. Good. It's good in that I don't have to go explore that direction, at least. Well, that's, very unfortunate. I mean, if they were practicing any other religion, I'd bet they'd be able to file a noise complaint. Unfortunately, well, New York has certain people being part of a protected class. But that's politics. It's modern politics. Which has become a very unfortunateness. I mean, at some point, it's going to come to a head. At minimum, there's going to be someone who brings up the question of who has to follow the law and who doesn't. And if everyone has to follow the law, then everyone has to follow the law. And if certain people don't, that presents a problem. Ah, yes, here's the exit. Then from here, we go... Honestly, I'll just go through. Oh. Well, this isn't the way I came in from. Is it? England? England is heating up right now. From what I hear. Yeah, kind of a mess, that. Missed a piece of gravel. I almost left that behind. That would have been a travesty. Okay, I need to... Ouch. Professor of history that couldn't teach his class about the Crusades. The Crusades? Why would they restrict information on the Crusades? They hate Christianity. I would think they would want to shout from the rooftops the time Christianity did a bad thing. Did my door close? No, I didn't close my door. Then why is it hot in here again? Seriously? 80? Like, something like 80 degrees in here? Page came up with an ID request to show Islamophobic history, but he could not show his class as it would be a crime. Well, it's like I keep seeing in internet comment sections. 1984 was set in London. 1984, the book. New Child Protection Act. Hold on, where did I put my diamonds? Did I put them somewhere? I guess I'll put some in here. Britain may have become a dictatorship. You know, it's not set in stone until they start overturning elections. I say that. Well, that's really not true. But still, it's yeah, it's not looking good for people. Yeah, trying to pull some nonsense here in the Americas about the internet. I'm hoping that gets shot down. But yeah, either this is going to go quietly or it's not. And if it doesn't go quietly, well, then they're going to put a guy in charge who makes this go in a way that is very not quiet. I wonder how many viewers I might have that are from the EU area. Probably less now than before. But, you know, my deepest condolences to those who live under circumstances that are not favorable. Yeah. Well, you know, maybe they ought to find a harbor. And, some crates of tea. I mean, if people aren't allowed to protest peacefully, then they will not protest peacefully, let's just say. You know, it's just going to go in unpleasant directions. Overall. But hey, you know, we can at least hope that things turn out well for people. Yeah. There's always fears that foolish ideas will go places that you don't want them to, like your backyard. Hold on, I'm gonna go put away this bowl. Oh, good. The AC in the house is working again. Alright. I gotta make some new armor. What am I doing? Okay, and I'm gonna need wood. Where did I put that? Wood. Alright. Let's see. Don't forget your torches. You know what? Yeah, I've got more things to put away. Hold on. Bones, goat flesh. Hello, got a whole mess of raw copper to start smelting. I really need to do something with all this copper I've got. Right, and then... Gravel goes in the gravel box out here. Oh hey, my carrots have grown. All right. Pretty even stacks of gravel. All right. Yeah, someone's trying to pull some Shonsky business. Some real unpleasantness. A lot of sites are trying to do the age verification by identification thing. And it's just bad. It's just not a good. Oh, regular coal. Ooh, Aussie ambassador. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about the YouTube thing. Yeah, immediate response, someone's obligated to be a spy main now. Yeah. Oh. That's why that was there. Pirate Bay is back. Well, it'd have to be, wouldn't it? Inevitable. I mean, if the system's easier to use that way, then that's the system people will use. It's kind of that simple. WinMX. Not familiar with that one. I used to use LimeWire, it was called. In other news, people are sick of being told what they're allowed to buy or not buy. And, not just that, even more shocking news. More shocking than that. Okay? Even more shocking news than that, it turns out that water is wet. Basically the same as LimeWire, but older. Yeah. I was quite young when I used LimeWire. I don't even remember, like... I'm pretty sure I used it to pirate Beatles songs. Because that was the music I listened to at that young age. It can also be damp. Water can be damp, but that's only when it's in a vapor form. Water, in the colloquial parlance, tends to refer to liquid water. The old dihydrogen oxide. Pretty sure that's how you say it. Dihydrous. It might be dihydrous oxide. I don't know. BitTorrent, Napster, WinMX. I mean, that's just gonna be kind of the way it is, I think, for some people. In other news, the dirt is dirty. Yep. Yep, that is in fact dirt. Did I ever fully map out over here? Ouch. Let's see. But yeah, either money can be exchanged for goods and services, or it can't. If money cannot be exchanged for goods and services, then other things will be exchanged for goods and services. Or, possibly, nothing will be exchanged for goods and services. Yeah. It's a force of nature. Really, it is. Oh, gravel. Okay, this is... No, I got the reference you said. The scout. Yeah, that's why I said force of nature. Unless you were talking to someone else there. Yeah, alright. Let's see here. Is that something? Hold on, is that something? What's over here? There's copper. That'll rigmarole. Oh. Okay, this is a flooded section. Let me just, let's see here. Okay. Yep, just a whole bunch of flooding over there. I don't recall this being the exit. Unless it's over here. No. That is nothing. I don't know why I'm even still bothering to mine copper. I guess I could build a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Statue of Liberty. That's just about the only point I could think of, with the amount of copper I already have. Let's see here. Oop, potato. Yeah, let me start digging some more stairs. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. You ever play Poker Night at the Inventory? That old Telltale Games crossover? Bit of trivia came back to me, where I learned that in that game you learn the heavy weapons guy's going rate for mercenary work. You learn it costs 500,000 US dollars to hire the heavy weapons guy. Oh yeah, the Iron Curtain is... I mean, it's a fancy gun. Although, I hardly ever use it anymore. It is an achievement thing. I mean, If the game's still available, the Iron Curtain should still be available. I think. I think that's how it works. Unless you can't buy that game no mores. Which would be a real shame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Telltale went bankrupt. I know that, but does that mean you can't buy any of their games anymore on Steam? Also, when you say Iron Curtain kit, do you mean they make kill streak kits for the Iron Curtain? I have never heard of that. I'd do more like MVM if you can get prizes like those ones. You ought to look into some trading websites if your rewards keep screwing you over. You know, there's a market for most things. Although, I don't know if I ever actually managed to sell off that strange pain train I had. Of course, I never went in for the kill streak kits myself. It did 30 plus tours, no Aussies. That's rough, buddy. That's real rough. I feel for you. Aussie refers to Australium. It's like a kind of... It's basically a gold-plated weapon, but for lore reasons, it's called Australium. It's... TF2 lore gets actually kind of complicated. And by complicated, I mean very, very silly. $120 United States dollars. Well, at least you have the memories you made along the way. At least you got the experience. Sakes. So many governments are trying to ban weapons. It's not gonna work the way they want it to, I think. Honestly, I think most of the more dangerous Australian wildlife isn't like machete fend off with a machete kind of wildlife. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know terribly much about Australia. I just know that between the exploding eucalyptus trees and the many, many poisonous spiders and scorpions and snakes and spiders and spiders and then a lot of the deadliness is in the water. Ocean water, I mean. Hold on, did I miscount here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I don't know. Texas is only mostly okay. Honestly, you hear rumblings of politics. So hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wait, did I miscount again? 1, 2, 3, 4. I did. Okay. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yes. One more of these. Good. Am I making a labyrinth? Well, I'm strip mining, actually. I'm making a big staircase. I am trying to hit bedrock. And then I'll start going outwards. Wait, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10. 12. Get a bit of lapis. I should actually look for some big pools of lava. Actually, do I have enough diamonds to make a diamond pick? Right. And this way. And then I think just this way. You know, I wonder what the progress is actually on acquiring Greenland. There was talk about that, and then a whole bunch of other things happened, and that kind of fell to the wayside. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 9, 10. I mean, you say never, but that's what the guy in charge of Canada said. And people don't believe that either. I think the intent is purchasing. I mean, America is currently being run by a very shrewd, negotiative businessman. You don't know what he might offer in exchange for Denmark, or for, You don't know what could be offered to Denmark. I certainly don't know what could be offered to Denmark. Oh! Gravel! Hold on. Wait, let me double check this number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15. I saw you on live chat. I saw you do one message on live chat. I don't know if you did any more, but yeah, the whole top chat live chat filter thing. Yeah, it's not showing on the here, but it's showing on my personal live chat. But I have that set to live chat and not top chat. I can't really change the setting on the what I'm using to display chat on screen right now. But yeah. Yeah, I heard tell about that opinion. Heard others express that opinion. Lots of people thought big country Russia invades small country Ukraine, and then they thought it would be a lot faster than it was. It's a very unpleasant business all around. Oh boy. Three, 4, 5. You know, I don't like talking about politics, but there's just nothing else entertaining to talk about anymore. Like, is the new Fantastic Four movie any good at all? I'm not sure how it could be. You have to spend the whole time looking at Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal, a man who is so attractive that you have to constantly be reminded that he is attractive. Seven, 8. Like, there's no cartoons on anymore. You know, I used to love watching cartoons, and there's not any that are any good right now. There's a bunch of garbage. It's like nobody wants to make episodic long-form cartoons anymore. Except for indie animators on YouTube who have huge amounts of artistic talent and no amount of, like, time. You know? Like, great cartoon, The Amazing Digital Circus. Great cartoon. But that takes so long to make. Because that's just like a bunch of people making a cartoon. Very small studio. 1, 2, 3. Oil in Poland. That could mean many things for Poland and for places surrounding Poland. Okay, hold on a second. Thank you for notifying me. Yes, like you were saying. But they killed off Escanor? Was that the guy with the mustache? Because if so, he was in fact the best character. But man, that's like, that stinks, man. 1, 2, 3. I still gotta get back into watching One Piece. I never finished the whole Cake Island arc. I think I stopped watching One Piece at, like, during the whole Cake Island arc. Something like the 4th or 5th time half of the episode was recap. Yeah, Escanor was the big guy with the mustache. He was such a good character. Oh, that guy was great. One, two, three. Yeah. You know something that was weird? Was the like, for a show about the 7 deadly sins and a bunch of people who, like, were named after the 7 deadly sins, they didn't really embody their sins that well. Except maybe the lady who was gluttony. Maybe. If you squint. Like, the Wrath guy was actually pretty chill. You know, Pride was like a spineless little jelly man until he actually had power, in which case he still wasn't actually very prideful. He was just, oh no, I literally am better than you. Greed's whole thing was being unkillable. And, like, you learn a lot of their backstories. Well, sure, Full Metal Alchemist, but, like, that's a classic. I've never actually seen Full Metal Alchemist. There's so much I still haven't seen. Escanor? Had a last stand? That's... I don't think that's tactically sound. Escanor's whole deal was that he was most powerful during noon. Exactly noon, when the sun was at the top of the sky. So, if you can wait out the clock on that guy... well, it'd be bad news for him. I'm probably never gonna watch 7 Deadly Sins. So, yeah, it's fine. I'm not even sure what the point of that anime was, like, at the time I stopped watching. There were, like, angels invading or something? Or maybe demons? It was either demons or angels. I'm not sure there was a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I actually stopped watching when they, like, shortly after they introduced the Ten Commandments. Pretty sure that was the guys. Huh. Okay, that makes a fair amount of sense, but then what would he have done for power otherwise? Oh. Basically became a permanent sacrifice for no real gain. That's my least favorite kind of noble sacrifice. That's like the worst kind of sacrifice. I think that's what happened to Might Guy, right? In Naruto. He beat up Madara with his whatever with his like whatever jutsu that tears apart your body from the inside out and sends you into super muscle mode, or I forget what it was called, the 8 gates. He did that and beat Madara within an inch of his life, but Madara was a zombie at that point, so it didn't matter anyway, and like, what was the point of that? Naruto gets real weird. And by real weird, I mean very radically different from how it starts. Mostly because I think the concept of Naruto, the series, the core concept, like, altered over time. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it was originally just going to be like, oh yeah, Naruto is literally the reincarnated nine-tailed fox demon. And anime stuff happens because of that. Whereas it eventually became something like, oh yeah, tailed demons are spawn of the moon. And the moon demon. Yeah. Nothing can disappoint an anime fan more than an anime. I tells you. Trying to remember the last time I actually got real disappointed in a cartoon. Might have been, it was kind of a recent one, I think. Kipo and the Wonder Beasts. I mean, the cartoon itself was... I mean, some dumb things happened. SAOA. Don't know that one. Is that an abridged series or what? Six. Okay. Haven't really watched abridged series either, besides Dragon Ball Z abridged. I never went back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I think that came out with more episodes since I've stopped watching it. And I think there was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX abridged, which I kind of have an interest in looking back into. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I think, was one of the animes that I watched as a youth. I would recommend Sword Art Online Abridged. It stopped being a crudely abridged and a complete rewrite of the show after episode 1. I'm not super sure about full show rewrites, although that might just be because I had like one kind of weird experience with a My Hero Academia abridged that veered into full AU territory, and I was like, okay, I'm not about this. But I think I do know something about Sword Art Online Abridged, where it's, where it was something about, I'm just remembering, I think I remember hearing from a friend of mine one joke that really went off well, or it was like the guy who was behind Sword Art Online, like, ripping people's minds out of their bodies and putting them in VR permanently. That was a result of a coding error because he'd been coding for 3 days straight running on energy drinks and spite. And then by the time the problem was found, the first idea that came to his still sleep-addled mind was, oh, I should pretend that was intended to happen and I'm a terrorist. Instead of, oh, the game got hacked. I think that's what I remember being told about it. Beyond that, I mean, I don't know much about Sword Art Online in the first place. Took everything bad about Sword Art Online, got rid of it, made it kind of funny, and fixed it. Never watched Sword Art Online myself, personally. I know it's kind of the basis of, like, a genre. The getting trapped in a VR video game genre. I did watch another anime, start of an anime, that was to that effect. And I don't remember what it was called, but it was another one. It's like, oh, this MMO has, like, trapped people inside of it. And it had this weird class system where it's like, food is completely tasteless, except for salt, unless you're a chef class. But not just a chef class, but a chef class who actually goes through... Yes, Log Horizon, that was it. I never finished Log Horizon. I stopped after, like... I stopped after that one season where they turned an NPC into a player character to save his life. Well, let me double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay. I think I finish this, then I go back up and probably deposit this gravel. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. In your opinion, it's better than DBZA. It's, I'd call it a high bar, but honestly, what is a high bar anymore? Oh, for good heaven's sake. Where did you come from? And it better not be pillages. No. That's a shopkeep. Well, what do you sell? You want buckets of water. Well, maybe later. I don't know if I should be throwing out all this. The sandwich respawns. Huh. Oh, for goodness sake. Why must pests constantly pester me with their pestilent? Really? Come on! Okay, the sandwich despawns. Well, that explains the joke a bit more. But, like, come on! My house! My entire wall! You want to talk about innocent? You want to talk about a sandwich? I don't know about a sandwich, but, like, it's gonna take, like, building to rebuild this. There was a pane of glass here. Gotta replace that glass. I gotta replace a piece of... creepers. I need to just start putting lights every place. I guess let me put away the gravel. At least I have some spare diorite I can make into stairs, steps, what have you. Like I tells you, man. Creepers can really ruin your day. I saw the one and it's like, oh, I don't want that blowing up inside my house. Then I go outside, boom! Second creeper! It's always second creeper that gets you. Darn it. Why do I keep throwing things out of the bundle there? Okay. Do I have any diorite on me? No. I got one thing of polished already. Oh! You actually have an extra set of stairs here. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, game. Don't make this complicated. Okay, I think we put a window there. If I can find any glass. Where would I find sand? You know, to make the glass. Might have to just... Let's see. Chiseled bookshelf? That's weird. Does that work the same as a regular bookshelf in relation to enchanting tables, or no? Okay, here's, just make one of these. I need to put some things away. What kind of juice you drinking? Because if it's carrot juice, it may in fact be stale. Don't know. Hmm. Like eating a lemon, including the rind? Because, I don't know, I've been partial to lemon myself. Yes, including raw lemon juice. No, I do not take criticism. The redstone in there, put the iron in there. Wasn't there a way to make, like, iron bars? Or a grate or something? Yeah! or 16 iron bars. It's quite the number of them. But hey, I don't have any glass to put there, so... Oh, put in the copper too. Alright. Healthy stuff must either... Yeah. That's the... health food dilemma, isn't it? Either it's good, or it's not so good. And if it's not so good... Well... not much can be done about it. Okay, I got like 15 minutes left. I've essentially rebuilt the front of my house. I'm hearing footsteps. Ones that aren't mine. Ah! I see. Yeah, you stay away from my tower over there, okay? That is private gravel. You stay away from it. How many Endermans are there? There's 2. Huh. Well, they'll leave eventually. They better not touch my gravel. They're getting too close. You're getting too close to my gravel, friend. You'd best keep in the away position. Okay, I think they've left. One block and the tower comes down. Well, not the whole tower. It doesn't all come down. But it would definitely alter the stairs. And I cannot countenance such a thing happening. Actually, yeah, I oughta flood the zone down there. Keep all the enders out. We got a ways to go before Cloud Layer, even. Look, on my other save file, my gravel tower is about a dozen blocks above cloud level. Of course, I was able to find gravel a lot easier there. Thankfully, I don't think things can spawn on the tower. If I ever find the creeper on top of my tower, I might just... I don't know what I would do. It would be ill-advised, though. I would do something ill-advised. Something possibly even irrational. Bone. Go ahead and get some water. Okay, don't know why the frames per second dropped there. Almost in the safety of the liquid, or however you might prefer to refer to it. Put that a little bit closer, I think. Okay, that should be fine. Then consume un potaten. Oh. Just climbing a little bit higher. Log Horizon had good music, you remember. I think I actually discovered Log Horizon because of an abridged series of Log Horizon. Or maybe I discovered Log Horizon first and then looked to see if it had... No, I think I discovered the abridged series, which was made by some guy who had made other abridged series. And then I was like, hey, what anime is this? It looks interesting. And then I looked into it, and it was interesting. Did they ever make more seasons of Overlord? That was a fun one. I want to see more of the atrocities committed by Mr. Skeleton Man. Moreover, I'd like to see some of the atrocities committed by Mr. Skeleton Man's minions. They tended to do far more of the atrocityifying than he did. The atrocitizing, one might say. It's not a real word, but one might say it anyway. Yeah, I think I remember. I may remember what you're talking about. There was one episode with this really sympathetic character, but then it turned out no. At the end, she just like super dies to death. And they even make you think like, oh, she's got this rare power. Maybe that'll make her valuable enough for the Overlord to spare her. No. No. She's naturally able to use a weaker version of something he can already do. So he just preserved parts of her dead body to study. That might be the one you're talking about. That was, it was not a good feel episode, but, it's not exactly a good feel anime. It's not even that he let her go. It's that he just stopped. It's just like he stopped chasing her for a few, like maybe 30 seconds until she realized, oh, you're not actually outside. We just painted this entire underground dungeon to look like it's outside. And there's no actual way for you to leave. Big sad. Big sad that time. Okay, come on. Hey, we made it all the way back up and down. That's beautiful. Okay, well. Yeah. Very sad, but what can you do? It's that kind of anime. That brings us to the hour. The hour of end the stream hour. Now see, that means effectively nothing. The words that you have just typed out mean effectively nothing in this day and age because it happens so often. You know, I may have to recall. I may have to ask you to recall earlier in this very stream where we discovered that water was wet. The window? The window got broke. Creeper. Had to replace it with bars. Because I don't have any glass. Shame that. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be the end of this. I'll be back on Wednesday. Yep. I'll be back on Wednesday. Don't know what I'll do on Wednesday. Personally, I'm thinking I might go back to Genome Guardian, do some shooting with the turrets there, try to unlock some things. Balatro, I could go back to Balatro. Never did finish Balatro. Could go back to Balatro, yeah. Banan. I haven't seen Banan in a goodly while. It would behoove me to reacquaint myself. Anyway, that concludes this stream. Hope that any such viewers who viewed today had a fun enough time. Like and also subscribe, perhaps. You gotta do that these days. You actually have to do the likes, otherwise it doesn't count. I really gotta look into other platforms. Anyways, bye. Back on Wednesday, Balatro, I guess.